Hello and welcome to Medieval Mondays with Riley Nolan voiceovers. Today, we are going to learn about the relationship between knights and tournaments in medieval Europe. If we look back to episode 1 of Medieval Mondays, then we will remember that the medieval period started around 500 AD and lasted until 1500 AD. Warriors in this period of time were known as knights, derived from the Old English word knecht, meaning servant. Much like in modern-day sporting events, knights in the medieval period had their own form of combat contest, where they had the opportunity to show their prowess in what was called a deed of arms. These contests are what we now know as tournaments, and involved teams of knights, sometimes numbering up to 200 on a team in the larger events, facing off against an opposing team. Initially, these events were less focused on the chivalrous qualities that the knight was expected to display, and more so on the preparation for war. In order to properly simulate this, the knights would train with the same weapons and armor that they would then wear into battle, or onto the tournament field. There were many motivators for a group of knights to do well in these events: honor and glory for one, prestige and status for another. But it's important that we do not ignore possibly the most lucrative motivation: financial gain. Even poorly crafted weapons and armor were hard to come by in the medieval era, and if you managed to find quality equipment, then there was always the cost to consider. Aside from the cash prize that was awarded to the winning team at the end of the tournament, knights also had the opportunity to acquire armaments as well. As their enemy combatants would fall, a clever knight would snatch up any valuables, weapons, or armor that their opponent was carrying. They might even go so far as to take the fallen knight hostage and demand a ransom to further bolster their coffers. As time continued its ceaseless march, the tournament became less a field of mayhem than an opportunity for knights to showcase their noble lineage and prestige through pageantry. It was in these events that knights were expected to display the qualities of chivalry, derived from the French word chevalier, meaning horse soldier. The qualities that were most sought after were martial prowess, courtesy, good breeding, noble manners, and generosity. I hope that you have enjoyed this overview of the relationship between the medieval knight and tournament. I have been Riley Nolan, and thank you for listening to this episode of Medieval Mondays.